Good morning, Queen Audrey. It's Tuesday, super exciting. We are going to work on the same things that we started to talk about yesterday. This video might be a little bit long, but only because I want to go over a lot of the problems with you. And then there's extra practice afterwards if you choose to do it. Okay. Some of them I'm going to go over with you. Some of them you're going to do on your own. Um, but like I said, it might be a little bit longer, this video, just because I want to go over a bunch of the problems together. We can do them together, okay? And you can go back and do the ones that we skip so that you can continue to practice, okay? So I'm going to switch my camera around so that you can see the paper that I'm working on. You're going to need page 17 in your math workbook. Okay, I'm gonna use a pen so that you can see my work. Sometimes the pencil doesn't show up as well on the video, but I want you to use a pencil just in case you have to erase, right? Okay, so let me switch my camera around. Hopefully you can see what I have here. I'm gonna move it so that you can see it well. All right, here we go. Okay, so yesterday we were talking about the power of 10 and using that 10 and multiplying it again and again and again. Now, we're going to go over number 4 first, okay? And we're going to find each product and we're going to use the patterns to help us. So if you notice, you already know what 2 times 10 is. What is 2 times 10? Good. And we can do that super easy by saying 2 times 1 is 2. And then we add how many zeros? 1 0. Good. So what is 2 times 100? This just means that I have 100 2 times. Maybe you can think of those flats, right? This is 100. This is 200. So 2 times 100 is, yep, 200. And the same thing is true if we do it this way. We can check our work. 2 times 1 is 2. And then how many zeros? So I put my 2 zeros there. What's 2 times 1,000? Again, the 1,000 is that cube, that blue cube that I've been showing you. So if I have 1,000 units in this one, and I have 1,000 units in this one, I have 2 of them. So how many units do I have? 2,000. Now, look, 2 times 1 is 2. And then how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, right? Do this one on your own. I'm going to give you a minute. It says 2 times 10,000. Did you get it? Easiest way is to do 2 times 1 is 2. And then how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. Count back 3. 1, 2, 3. And that is where your comma goes. So it's 20,000. 2 times 10,000 is 20,000. We can check our work. Let's see. 10,000 plus 10,000, right? Because that's 2 of them. 0 plus 0, 0, 0 plus 0, 0, 0 plus 0, 0, 0 plus 0, 0, 1 plus 1 is 2, 20,000. Does that make sense? I hope so. We're going to skip 5. You're going to go back to it and do that on your own after the video. Let's go on to number 6. What is 5 times 10? Good, 50. 5 times 1 is 5, and there's 1 0. Or you can count by tens, right? There's 5 of them. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. What is 5 times 100? 5 times 1 is 5, 2 zeros. What is 5 times 1,000? 5 times 1 is 5,000. And what about 5 times 10,000? I know that 5 times 10 is 50. So 5 times 10,000 is 50,000. 50,000, right? Okay, so now we're going to find the value of this expression. Remember, we started to talk about those exponents. And all that means is that we're going to do that 10 4 times. So it will look like 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, right? 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. So what is 10 times 10? 1 times 1 is 1, and there's 2 zeros, 1, 2. So 10 times 10 is 100. What is 100 times 10? So now I have 100, and I'm going to bring this one down. 100 times 10. I already used these two. They made 100. Now I have 100 times this 10. Let's see. 100 times 1 is 100, because any number times 1 is just that number, and there's 3 zeros. So 100 times 10 is what? 1,000. And then we need to do 1,000 times 10. We already did these two, so now that gave us 1,000. So now 1,000, we're going to bring this one down, times 10. 1 times 1 is 1. I know there's not a ton of space. We're going to have to try and write small. 1 times 1 is 1. And how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count back 3. 1, 2, 3. Put your comma. 10,000. The quick way to do that is to know that we have 10. And we're going to have how many zeros? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crazy, right? All right, let's try number 8. This one's a little bit different than this because now we're multiplying times that 10. So if I have 6 times 10 to the 5th power, that means I'm doing that 10 5 times. So if I have 6 times 10, what is 6 times 10? And if I have to the 5th power of 10, how many zeros might I have? Yeah, I'm going to have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to count back 3. 1, 2, 3. Put in my comma. And my answer is 600,000. You're going to do the same thing with this one. What's 7 times 10? And then figure out how many zeros you need. Do the same thing with this one. 5 times 10. How many zeros do I need? Because that's just telling me to keep multiplying. Multiply that 10 4 times. Okay? All right, let's skip down to number 11. You can go back and do these afterwards. some practice, okay? Number 11, this direction says rewrite the number as a whole number multiplied by a power of 10. So see this? A whole number by the power of 10. So we're gonna take, this is 20. So we know that 2 times 10 is 20, right? And then how many zeros do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the exponent that I am multiplying that 10 by, right? That's how many times I'm going to multiply that 10 to get to 20,000. Okay. Now, this one is a little bit trickier. I have 500 here. So I need 5 times 10, right? Because we're going to multiply by a power of 10. So 5 times 10, and then look at those zeros. How many zeros do you have? That's going to be your exponent. Same thing here. You're going to start with that 9. I'm going to multiply it by 10 because I'm multiplying by a power of 10. And then look how many zeros I have, and that will be your exponent. Okay? All right, we're moving on down to number 14. They started this one for you, and they want you to write this number in expanded form. We're going to stretch it out, and we're going to use the exponents. Write the number in expanded form using exponents. So I know if I'm talking about place value, right? Place value. This one says 53,000. So I know that I'm starting with 50, and that is 5 times 10, right? And the fourth is just telling me that I'm in the thousands. So I have 5 times 10 to the 4th power. Now I need to do this 3. So I know that this is 3 times what? How many zeros are in 3,000? Because this is really 3,000. Oh, sorry, my hand's in the way. This 3 is really 3,000. If we cover this up, right, this is 50,000 plus 3,000, right? So far we have 50,000, right? 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need 3,000, right? So 3 times 10 to the how many zeros? 3 zeros. Plus, now I have 100, right? This is in the hundreds place. So 100 tells me that I'm going to do that 1, pull that 1 down, right? 100 would be 1 times 10. And how many zeros are there? Yeah, 2. Then I'm going to add my tens. My tens are, I have 2 tens, right? So we just do 2 times 10. And then finally, we have our 4 ones. So we're just adding 4. Right? In expanded form, this number looks like 50,000 plus 3,000 plus 100 plus 20 plus 4. So when we're writing it with exponents, we have 3 times 10 to the 3rd. That's 3,000, right? 3 times 1 is 3 plus those 3 zeros. 1 times 10 is 1 plus those 2 zeros. 20 is just 2 times 10, and then the 4. Okay, because that's really, 20 is 2 to the power of 1 0, right? We only need 1 0. All right, so you're gonna try and do the same thing with 862. Write it in expanded form first. 800 plus 60 plus 2. And then all you have to do is write the rest of this because they already did the 800 part, right? 8 times 10 to the how many zeros? 2 zeros, right? So you just need to do the 60 and the plus 2. Okay, so your friend writes this expression here. Let's try to write it out, okay? Well, let's read it first. Your friend writes this expression as the expanded form of 35,024. Explain what your friend did wrong. So your friend is doing it as 35,024. So let's do 30,000 plus 5,000, right? 1,000 means that there's 3 after the comma. 35 plus 20 plus 4. This is what your friend wrote. Now let's take this expression here and let's write that in expanded form, okay? So here we go. We have 3 times 1 is 3 plus 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 30,000 plus 5 times 1 is 5, and that has 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Plus 2 times 1 is 2, plus how many zeros? And then plus 4. Does this, the real answer, look the same as your friend's answer? What did your friend do wrong? You can try to answer that. Okay, look at the two and compare the two. What is different? What did your friend do wrong? Okay, now we have some word problems. Okay, we're gonna go over the top one first. And then we're gonna go over maybe 18 and maybe 19. But I really want you to try on your own, okay? So we have Newton and Descartes are running for mayor. How many people voted in the election? Newton got 10 with an exponent of 5 votes. Descartes got 9 times 10 with an exponent of 4. So let's figure out what each of these really are, okay? It says find the number of votes for each candidate. Okay, so Newton has 10 to the power of 5. So what does this mean? It means that we're going to have 5 zeros, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how, 1, 2, 3, right? Count back 3, put your comma. How many votes did Newton get? 100,000. Now Descartes, we have to do a little bit more work. What is 9 times 10? Or 9 times 1? What is 9 times 1? You can do it either way. 9 times 1 is 9. And then how many zeros are we going to need on that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Count back 3. 1, 2, 3. Put your comma. Okay, the question is asking how many people voted in the election? So we need to add these two together. 100,000 plus 90,000. You want to try really hard to get your numbers lined up. And then you're going to add those two together and you're going to tell me how many people voted in the election. Okay, you're going to try number 17 on your own. It's very similar. because we're doing the total sales for 2 years. So you're going to add these together. Do the same thing that we just did up here, okay? Number 18 is trickier because we're going to have to do some subtraction. Which migration is farther? About how much farther is it? So we have to find the difference between the two amounts. Here's one amount, here's the other amount, okay? The Chinook salmon is 4 times 10 to the third. So we'll do 4 times 1. Easy peasy. How many zeros? Good. That's the Chinook salmon. The leatherback turtle is 2 times 10 to the 4th power. So we know 2 times 1 is, and how many zeros am I going to add? Woof. So whose migration is further? Now we need to see how much further, so we need to subtract. When we subtract, we always use the bigger number on top, and then we subtract our smaller number to find the difference. 0 minus 0, 0, 0 minus 0, 0, 0 minus 0, 0. Uh-oh, we cannot take 4 from 0, so we're going to need to borrow. I'm going to borrow a 10 from this 20 and make it a 10. And I'm going to add that 10 that I borrowed over here. So what is 10 minus 4? Remember, 10, count back 4, 9, 8, 7, 6. And then I have 1 minus 0 is 1. So it's a distance of 16,000 kilometers farther that the leatherback turtle can go. Okay, final problem for today. A human has about 10 to the power 4 taste buds. A cow has about 3 times as many taste buds as a human. So our human has 10 to the 4th. A cow has 3 times a human's taste buds. About how many taste buds does the cow have? Okay, it's your job to figure out how many taste buds the cow has. A cow has how many taste buds? Okay. What is that? And what is that? Good luck. If you want more practice, you can find more practice on pages 19 and 20. Okay? I know some of this can be tricky, but if we use those little tricks of adding those zeros whenever we see the exponent number, those little tricks help us, right? They help for sure with those bigger numbers. Good luck. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Okay?